I'm 42 years old, and this is the makeup routine I use to take 5 years off my face. It makes my skin look incredibly healthy. It glows, and I just maximize on what I was given naturally. It's called looks maxing. I just found that out recently, but why not? Why not? I recently just got a second chance at life. I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I'm in chemical menopause. So for anyone that wants to comment in the comment box down below, oh, just wait till you hit menopause, I'm there. I am there. I've been there for a year. I'm in a forced chemical menopause because I had hormone positive breast cancer. And, I'm just working through it, and it's my new normal. And I would say I'm thriving. And why not? Why can't we thrive at any age in life? So today I'm going through my makeup routine with you. All the products I use are great for the skin. I never use anything with pro-drying alcohols that age us and disrupt our skin barrier. I don't use anything with fragrance or perfume because those can have tons of different ingredients in them. We don't know what. And I just want those nowhere near my face. And I also don't use anything with known endocrine disruptors. What else did I want to say? I guess that's it. So let's get into it. Hi, my name is Lauren O'Connell. And as I said, I'm 42 years old, breast cancer survivor, mom of 2 teenagers living in Dubai. I'm originally from Milford, Connecticut, USA. And I've been here for 16 years. We moved here for my husband's job. He's an engineer. He's a fire protection engineer. Actually, I'm an engineer too. We met in college. But he did the Burj Khalifa, all the fire engineering on it. We ended up moving out here, loved it, and have stayed ever since. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job keeping my skin as healthy looking as possible under that Middle Eastern sun and through 16 rounds of chemotherapy. So starting with the skincare routine, it's all about the skin prep. Now, I don't use a primer underneath my makeup because I don't need to. My skincare routine is so good. I use such great ingredients that my skin is already smooth, it's hydrated, it's dewy, and it's just ready to accept the foundation or skin tint I'm about to put on, and it's just going to look smooth and wonderful on my skin because my skincare routine is that good. If you're wondering what my skincare routine is in the mornings, you can check out my morning skincare routine. I have that on my channel. I do one every year, so the latest one is at age 42. Now, I am the beauty editor at Cosmopolitan Middle East magazine, and this was given to me. I get lots of products sent to me. My friends love me because I'm always giving them bags of products. I love to test things, but obviously I can't use everything. However, someone had said to me, this is such a great skin tint. Lauren, you've got to try it out. And I thought to myself, okay, let me give it a try. And I was wondering if maybe it was in my beauty pile. I just had this massive pile of products, and sure enough, it was. I felt very fortunate, very grateful. So this is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Skin Tint. If you see me looking down, I have notes. I'm a 1982 vintage. I take notes. I just like writing things down, so I just want to make sure I cover everything, the important points, and I don't want to miss out on sharing any good information with you. So this particular skin tint, I have been using it for a few weeks now, and oh my gosh, do I love it. I love it because it really reads, the ingredients label reads as a skincare label. It's packed with so many great ingredients, including squalane, which is the honest to God fountain of youth. It's just a wonderful, wonderful lightweight oil that just hydrates the skin like crazy and replaces hydration from our natural moisturizing factors that we lose as we get older. It also contains glycerin, which just helps to hold water into the skin, vitamin E, which is incredibly skin smoothing. I'm gonna take these earrings off because they are just getting in my way. And it contains lots of nourishing oils, and it just, it's like skincare that just evens out the look of your skin. It is so beautiful on the skin. It's just so incredibly bright, it's illuminating, and it feels wonderful during the day. My skin doesn't feel tight or anything like that. It just wears beautifully. It looks as good at the end of the day as it did when I put it on in the beginning of the day. And I am just loving this product. I honestly can't get over it. I can't believe how much I love this foundation. Or a skin tint. It's also quite lightweight. I really don't do thick makeup anymore. I stopped doing that years ago. I would say 2020 was when I really stopped doing that kind of crazy thicker makeup, and I was getting older. And I just want my makeup now to enhance what I have naturally. I don't need to wear just this mask of products. I think that also is just getting older, more self-acceptance, and just, you know, looking at yourself in a different way. I've also been married for 18 years, and you know, my husband, I mean, he doesn't he sees me looking all different types. We've been dating since we were 19. I met him when I was 17. So I really don't wear makeup for him, and I certainly don't wear it for the male gaze. So it's really just makeup for me. I feel empowered. I feel, but I also feel empowered barefaced. But I just, you know, I feel more put together if I'm going out and I have my makeup on. I feel like I've made a little bit more of an effort, and this is just phenomenal. I will have everything linked down below if you want to buy any of my recommendations. Just know that I make a small commission, and it's a very small commission. And yeah, everything of that is linked down below. This sponge, by the way, I got off Amazon. You always want to work with a damp sponge, and you press the makeup into your face. You don't slide, you press. And when the sponge is damp, it really gives just that kind of like that, almost like a filtered look to the skin. It doesn't settle into the fine lines. It almost just, I don't know how to explain it. It just kind of covers them without settling in. You're adding just a little more moisture to the skin, and the makeup just goes on beautifully. So you don't need to buy any expensive sponges that you might see on Sephora or Ulta. My recommendation is go on Amazon, buy just a bunch of sponges in bulk. Always saturate them with water, squeeze out the excess. When it's nice and damp, it is ready to be used. As far as concealer goes, Tarte Creaseless Concealer, this has been my go-to for years. I have dry skin, and my under eye area is my sort of problem area. That area just wants to crease up. It wants to have those fine lines and wrinkles, and this just helps to even out the skin. It really nourishes that under eye area. I feel like it makes my under eyes look a lot healthier, and it doesn't settle into the fine lines and wrinkles. That is one of my big concerns. I've used so many concealers in the past that have actually made my under eyes look older and look crepey. The skin just looks dull and unhealthy, and I'm thinking to myself, what is going on? This does the opposite of that. It's incredibly nourishing, and it's wonderful for those under eyes. Now, if you want to, you could put a little bit of the concealer on the outer corner of your eyes for a little bit of just a lifted and brightening look. And when I say a little bit, I mean little bit, but that is just a little tip and trick. You can see behind me, I'm in my office right now, and this picture, it's a little rude. It's a girl kissing her middle finger, but I got this when I was going through breast cancer, and one of my friends, she lives in Sydney, Australia, she was coming out to Dubai, and she said to me, you know, I just saw this artist, she's in Australia, I feel like you'd love her. And I started looking at the artist's Instagram, her name's Katie Wire, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is just the new energy I'm stepping into, because when you go through breast cancer and the chemo, and I've had 4 surgeries, 25 rounds of radiation, you are just never gonna say yes again to something you don't wanna do. It's just a whole new way of being and thinking, and any people-pleasing tendencies I had, they left with the cancer. So I'm now going to lightly contour my face. Now, don't get scared of this step. This step is just going to give my face a little bit of definition, not over the top, easy, cream-based, and I'm just gonna show you how I blend it into the skin nicely. This is by Rare Beauty, and this is the liquid contour, and the shade is called Gentle. So I'm putting it just underneath my cheekbones. And here too. So just there. And then I'm also going to put it around my hairline. And this is just gonna give my face a little bit of definition. And I'm gonna go back in with that same sponge and just blend it through. And when you blend it up for that lifted look. You can already see how it's given me just a little bit of a more prominent cheekbone. Now, the more you do, if you want to go a little heavier than I did, the more contoured your face is going to look. But this is another great product, great ingredients. I don't have any Botox on my face right now. You can, if you have a little bit of a double chin, or you just want to have a little bit of chin definition, you can always do it on your jawline too. And that's just going to create a shadow, which is going to kind of minimize the appearance of a double chin, which I have a little bit right now. I'm still trying to lose some weight that I gained during my whole breast cancer last year. Ironically, with breast cancer, the type of chemo that I was on can actually make women gain weight instead of lose weight. So I did gain, I gained actually quite a bit. It was kind of like a pregnancy. And then I'm just losing the last remaining bit with grace. I'm not pushing myself like I would have done in the past. I'm just letting it slowly come off and trying to respect the boundaries of my body. But you can see it's just a little bit more defined now. Looks great, easy to use. Love the big doe foot applicator. And also very appreciative of the big writing on the bottom of the bottle. I don't know if it's just me, but the bottle. The writing seems to get smaller and smaller these days. It definitely can't be my eyes. So cream blush. Now this is a great tip for getting a great lift, to really giving yourself a little lift, and you do it with blush. We used to always be told, put it on the apples of your cheeks, but that can actually sag and like hold your face down. You wanna just put it up on the sort of the top parts of your cheeks. What did I write down? I wrote something, outer apple of the cheeks. That's what I wrote down. And you're gonna just go up and then back, and that's gonna give your face a nice little lift. So this is the Pat McGrath Studios Fluorotique Cream Blush. Just a nice stick, easy to use. And if you're using like a cool tone rosy cream, that is going to also just give you that healthy little flush to your skin, and it's going to, just take some years off. See, it's just light, it's pretty. I can add a little more if I want to. I always start off more conservative, and it's just easier to add than it is to take it off. Kind of like when you're getting a haircut. If you want to do a major chop, it's good to just cut off a little bit first to make sure you still want to do that chop. My hair is finally starting to grow out. Oh my gosh, it's starting to feel kind of long. It's amazing. And I'm actually really liking it. I was always a long hair girl, so it was hard for me when I had to shave my head. I tried cool capping, didn't work, unfortunately. And I lost 80% of my hair in 2 days. This was last March, and I was really upset about it, but you know what, I just had my husband and my kids shave my head. I made it part of the whole process, kept the kids involved, and then I was bald, and I just said, okay, I'm just gonna experience it, and I did. It's all over my Instagram account. You can check that out if you want. I have it linked down below. So this is also by Rare Beauty, nice big doe foot applicator again. And this is the Enlighten Liquid Luminizer. So I'm just going to put this on my cheekbones at the top, just a little bit, and it's gonna give my face just a really nice highlight. And I'm also going to put it just a tiny bit on my Cupid's bow. And where else did I say? Oh, you can also, if you want, put a little bit under your eyebrows, but just a little bit, because you don't want it to look too, you know, I don't know, 1980s-ish. So I'm just gonna once again go in with the same sponge. I'm just the one sponge kind of girl. And I'm going to blend this in, give my skin that beautiful little highlight, that glow. The older we get, I feel the less we should be using powders, and the more we want to just use cream-based products, because they're gentler on the skin, they move with the face as opposed to like against the face. You're not gonna have products settling too much into your fine lines and wrinkles if you have any. And skin just glows, it looks healthy, beautiful. And for me, I feel like that's just, you know, part of this whole aging backwards or aging well, however you like to look at it. If you're somebody that has to use a powder, you said, Lauren, I cannot go around without having any powder on my face, I recommend getting the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder by Charlotte Tilbury. I swear she made this for women ages 40 plus. It really doesn't settle into the fine lines. It's a beautiful finish to the skin. It's a great, great product. So if you're looking for a powder, and I'll do another makeup tutorial where I use powders to show you how I use them, but this is a great one. It's the Airbrush Flawless Finish. I use shade 1. So now let's move on to the eyebrows. So this is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Detailer. And with my brows, I always brush up and out. Now, I've had a lot of issues with my brows over the past year because, as you can imagine, they fell out, and then they came back and they fell out again, I'm on a medication that has some pretty intense side effects. So I've noticed now that every couple months, unfortunately, my eyebrows fall out. I went and got something called powder brows done. So I have had one round of the powder brows. So it's actually a little bit tattooed. She did such a great job. And I'm going to get another round soon to just make them about half a shade darker. But when you're using an eyebrow pencil, my advice is don't get one that has a really thick tip. That's gonna give a really unnatural look to the eyebrow. Instead, go for one that is a small tip, and this is going to make realistic looking strokes and just going to keep the brow natural looking. I'm all about natural looking makeup, eyebrows, everything. So for me, using a pencil with a tip like this is the way to go. So I always first start in about, not the front part that goes up, I start about right here, and I go in and I start to color my brow, or pencil in the brow with short strokes, and just to really start seeing that color come through. Now I hope you don't mind, but I'm also going to just use this mirror because it's a little hard to do this with just looking into my camera. And people always say, oh, but you have so much Botox and you know you're full of filler. Someone went a little crazy on one of my recent videos, and when you go to the top part, you want to just brush up with the strokes. Sorry, I'm trying to be cute for you. And a lady said that I had plastic surgery because I said that I had gotten a ponytail lift. Now, do you see how it's just a little bit more defined looking? The brow just looks better, but it doesn't look fake. That's what I'm going for. So let me do the other one. And I had mentioned in this aging backwards video I recently posted that I had something called a ponytail lift. And it was this technique by this doctor, this aesthetic doctor. She's from London, and she comes to Dubai ever so often. And I did it for the magazine. And it was this technique she did with filler and Botox, but with the filler, it was literally the tiniest amount. And it's supposed to give your skin or give your face a lifted look. You can look on, if you want, you can go to, I'll link it down below, Cosmo's website, and see my article on it and the before and afters. And some of my friends said to me, like, Lauren, I don't even see a difference. I saw a very slight difference, but the doctor calls it a ponytail lift. And this lady went crazy saying like, no, you're lying, you had plastic surgery. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't. If I had, I'd tell you. And right now I don't have any Botox on my face. That filler I had was it was probably 2.5 years ago. So I think it's pretty much dissolved. I'm going to get Botox soon, and I'm actually going to do a sort of post breast cancer get your groove back type thing. I've had a little bit of pigmentation come out on my cheeks recently, and that's actually a side effect from the chemo that I had. They must have been buried deep down. I'm going to put this on my brows. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now that is so tiny, my gosh. This is the medium brown brow volumizing, tinted brow gel. Ooh. And so I'm going to use the fluffier part of the brush and just lightly go through to just sort of help set those brows in place, looking natural, and add just a little bit more definition to my brows. There we go. And if you are in the need of some brow shaping, I recommend that you go and see someone who actually shapes with tweezers. I do not think doing the threading is that good because you can't be precise with it. I've had a few, I used to get threading, it's big out here in Dubai, and I just had some major gaps. What's going on with the shirt? I had some major gaps in my brows, so I had to stop doing that. And waxing also, it's just a lack of control. For a really nice brow shape, it's best to go to someone that actually tweezes it. All right, so we're done with the brows. Now we're going to move on to some eyeliner. And you want to, as we get older, unless you have black hair and, you know, thick black lashes, black eyebrows, black liner would be appropriate, but I feel that black liner can actually be quite aging. And it's harsh, and it just gives a harsh look to the skin. And we're going for something that's more soft, more natural, more everyday. And we still want to have that definition, but we just don't want to have that harsh look. I have found this eye pencil. You can see, I mean, the pencil used to be out to here, so I am using this like crazy. It is so good. This is by a brand called Rodial, and this is their eye sculpt liner, and the shade is called Black Coffee. So it kind of gives you an idea of what it's like. It is sort of a black brownish shade, and it is so beautiful on the eyes. So I'm going to just tight line, which means I'm going, because when I look at my eyes in the mirror, I can see a little bit of skin underneath my lashes. So I want my eyes just to have a beautiful, bright, lifted look, and that little bit of skin actually gets in the way of that. So I'm going to take this pencil, I'm going to put it on that little bit of skin, which is called tight line, and I'm gonna put a little bit on the top of my lashes as well. So today I'm not going to put on any eyeshadow. If you want to have an eyeshadow tutorial of how I do my shadow, let me know. I can easily do that, but just so this video isn't too long, I'm going to skip that part because a lot of the times these days I'm actually not wearing eyeshadow. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. You know what, I forgot one thing. I have this little brush that I'm going to use. Let me just grab my brush here. I recently, yesterday actually, did this massive clean decluttering to my office, and oh my gosh, I feel like I've lost 100 pounds. I think I might have with all the junk I had in here, but everything is so organized now, it just feels great. So on my under eye area, I am just going to, this might look a little funny, but I'm just going to put the pencil into that space. Right now, if you look at me, you can already see a little bit of a difference. And you can see how the eye just looks a little bit more defined. And this is going to make my makeup look polished, but it's easy to do. So I'm also going to, now how am I going to do this? You know, doing eye makeup on videos is not my strong suit. So I'm going to now put just a little bit of the pencil and almost just color it onto my eyelashes. Okay. Now it's subtle, but you can see the difference. And I'm gonna do the same thing now to this eye. If you make a little mistake like I did, you could just see that tiny bit there. That's okay. Everything in life can be fixed, and so we're just gonna take a little cotton bud. I actually recently bought these in Hong Kong. I went on a girls' trip to Hong Kong with my daughter, and we went because we realized we had so many airline miles, and some were about to expire. So I said to my husband, well, let's do a trip. And my husband said, no way. He was like, I'm too busy with work. And I tried to prop up my mirror, so bear with me. And then my son said he would never go because he doesn't feel like he'd like the food. So my daughter and I went, and it was a great trip, except we caught COVID during the trip, so that was disastrous. Now I'm going to take just this angled thin brush, and I'm going to just kind of brush into my lashes to soften everything up. Clean up the under eyes. I try to, during the day, I usually avoid putting makeup on my under eye area. And that's just because I feel like it's too heavy, it can be too bold, it can be aging, and I just don't like that aesthetic anymore. If I'm going out to a big beauty event, or if it's a nighttime thing and I'm going out to a big event, then I might do more intense eyes and use a black liquid liner. If you want, I can do a tutorial on that as well. But for everyday, just lifted makeup to take 5 years off my face, I'm not doing any of that. So let me just slightly brush through here. And now do you see how my lashes, they already look more defined. They're just, my eyes, they're more catching, and I haven't even put on my mascara yet. I have everything laid out here, and I forgot to lay out my mascara. But luckily, I am now an organized lady, so I don't have to stop the video and start running around like a crazy person looking for things. It's already there. Hopefully, oh, here we go. Now I'm gonna show you a secret to keeping that mascara on and not having it fall underneath your lashes. Let me just find where did I put my lash curler? Oh, it's right here, where it should be. Okay, so the lash curler I use is by Surratt Beauty, and it is the best lash curler I've ever had. Do you know who Makeup by Mario is? If you do, let me know. I've met Mario a bunch of times. He's a very nice person, and randomly, he and I went to the same, he lived in my hometown, which is a small town, Milford, Connecticut, and he went to we were in the same grade at the same time, but we went to different middle schools. So I've interviewed him a bunch for the magazine, and I went to one of his master classes years ago, and I remember he said he loved the Surratt eyelash curler, so naturally I bought one. This is the same one. I've never had to change it. I think it's just one of those that lasts forever, and it's such a great eyelash curler. It just gives you that perfect curl to your lashes. And right now I'm so excited because I have eyelashes. I can't tell you. At one point last year, I had 3 eyelashes. When you put it on, just do a light pumping. I had 3 lashes left on one of my eyes. And my daughter and I, we went out to the mall. I stayed inside when I was going through chemo. I really didn't go out much, but she was having her first dance ever at school. And she, wanted to get the dress and the whole thing. So of course I was gonna be there. So we went to the mall together, and I wasn't supposed to go out much because I had no immune system. The chemo completely just took it out. I was like a newborn baby. And so we went to the mall, and I had 3 eyelashes left on one of my eyes. And we were in Sephora, and my daughter said to me, she's like, Mom, you have an eyelash on your cheek. And I was like, no! I should have curled them before I did the liner, and I apologize for that. So make sure you do that in the other order. Otherwise, you're going to have a little bit of a mess like I do. And I said to her, oh my gosh, no. And sure enough, there was an eyelash on my cheek. So I then only had 2 eyelashes left. They've since grown back, but they've seem to fall out every 3 months. Right now I'm in a good eyelash phase, and I'm just loving it. So the first product I'm using, and I've been using these for years, this is Dior Show Maximizer 3D. This is a mascara primer, and the mascara sticks to the lashes, the curl holds, and I don't get any mascara underneath my eye. So I will forever be repurchasing this particular product. I've probably in my lifetime already gone through about 15 to 20 of them, maybe more. And it's just a great, great eyelash primer. It is the secret to having beautiful lashes. Now you want to go in with a mascara that's really going to open up your eyes. And I'm using this YSL mascara. It's called Lash Clash. It is so good. Wait till I show you the brush. Now you see this brush, this really lengthens the lashes, and it also just gives each lash the perfect amount of mascara. So lashes just look thick, they look pretty, lengthened, but it's not too heavy. So I'm just going to go in with my mascara. You don't want to let that primer dry, otherwise it's gonna be really hard to get that mascara on. It's not gonna look good. That's just not how to do it. So you want that primer to still be wet. And what's nice about this mascara is it does taper down. You can see it's wider on the bottom and then it goes up. So that helps me with getting those tiny lashes on the inner corner of my eye. But yeah, I'm so grateful right now to have these eyelashes. Oh, this feels like such a gift. And then on the lower lashes, I just do a light coating. I don't go back in and dip again because I don't want it to look too heavy. I like the lower lashes just to look light, to complement the upper lashes, but not try to take any attention away from them, because it just really helps with that lifted look. Now I did get a little bit of mascara right there. Instead of trying to wipe it away right now, I'm gonna let it dry and then remove it with a Q-tip. It just helps it just flake off, and it stops it from having streakiness and just making more of a mess. So I'm gonna go in through and do the same thing on my left eye. First with this Dior primer. What a great product this is. If they ever discontinue this, I will be distraught. I am coming out with my own beauty brand this year, later on this year. I am working so hard. I've been working on it for almost 3 years now. And it is, when you see a product if you go to Target, Sephora, Amazon even, Ulta Beauty, there is so much blood, sweat, and tears that go behind these products. It is unbelievable the hoops you have to jump through, all the things you do when coming out with your own beauty brand. And mine is self-funded, so I'm coming out with one product first. And this product, as a beauty editor, which I've been a beauty editor for 5 years now, and as a beauty blogger, YouTuber, you name it, this product has never come across my desk. It's something I thought up about 5 years ago, and it's always been on my mind, and I had to come out with it. And I'm going to start off with just one product, and then eventually I'll have a full range. I just can't wait. This has been a dream of mine since I was a little girl, but I just heard back for my box, on the box of my my product, the product box. I had it looked over by the this company that makes sure everything, you know, complies with the FDA and all this stuff. So obviously you can't get sued, or you don't want to, you know, misinform anyone. And my entire box got pretty much rejected. I mean, the craziest things. I don't want to say anything just yet because I don't want to give too many like clues about it, but I mean, really innocuous, benign things on my box were completely flat out rejected. And I was so shocked. So now I have to rewrite the whole thing. And that's something I am going to be doing later on today, or perhaps tomorrow. It's on my to-do list. And it's wild though, it's absolutely wild. So now eyes are done. They look nice and just open. They're not too heavy. I feel like they just look polished. They look clean, and I don't look older. I feel like if anything, I'm starting to look a little bit younger, or just, you know, I'm looking like a more healthier, polished, put together me. So last, we're gonna talk about the lips, and first I'm going to line my lips with the Pat McGrath Lab Perma-Gel Ultra Lip Pencil, and this is the shade Divine Rose. These are going to help, this is going to help define my lips. And you can see how pretty that little highlight looks right there from the highlighter that we used. Okay, and this is just going to help give a little lift at the outer corners of the lips, just for, you know, kind of, we're always going up, we don't want to go down. So I'm gonna now put on the Charlotte Tilbury Red Carpet Pink lipstick. Glossy lipsticks are always gonna give you a more youthful look. The matte lipsticks are a little bit more aging, so I tend to go with glossy. And this has a really nice texture to it. I've been using Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks for years, and I love how they wear my lips. They never dry my lips out. Last, this product, you have to buy this. You have to buy this. This is the Rhodial Lip Oil. I don't know why it's called a lip oil. It's not a lip oil. This is a lip gloss, and it has the most beautiful texture. I have a million of these. My daughter has a bunch of these, and we are constantly just using these. It feels like it's not sticky. It's so moisturizing on the lips. It feels wonderful. It feels like a pillow on the lips. Like whenever you've had a lip gloss and the lip gloss isn't quite right, what you're trying to get your lip gloss to do is this. It sits there, it doesn't bleed, it feels wonderful. It's great when you're even just going on a walk with your dog. You put this on anytime, works well over lipsticks, but I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. And it comes in different colors. The colors are, this one is quite transparent, just a light pink. There's a nude color, there's a red color, there's a bunch of them, but this one is my absolute favorite. It's also great for using just before you go to bed. If you're just sitting in bed and you don't slug your face, you want to just, with just putting lots of Aquaphor all over your face or Vaseline, you want to just put something light and nice and soft and comfortable and hydrating on your lips, it's this. So it's the Rhodial Lip Oil, best product ever. So I put that on my lips. My lips are just looking nice. They have just like a nice pinky, kind of like a pinky nude, maybe like a little bit of a soft rose look to them. And I feel like I could be wearing maybe a little bit more blush, but overall, I just feel like this is it. I'm good. I am ready to go conquer the day. This makeup routine makes me look, I feel 5 years younger. I just feel healthy. I'm glowing. And, you know, I'm ready to tackle whatever comes. I want to put on just a little bit more blush, just for a little bit more of a pinkiness, but let's see. Now, if you want to see me do a routine with more eye makeup like I have in my aging backwards video I recently posted, I can easily do that. Just let me know in the comments below. If you want to see a routine where I'm using powders as well, let me know in the comments below. Let me know anything you want to see. I read all the comments, and anything you say, I will see it, and I take notes on my trusty notepad. You can see just that little bit of extra color. I think I needed it, but I take notes on all the suggestions and whatnot, and then I compile them, and I am just making more and more videos. I feel so good now. I feel like I've really put a lot of that, a lot of just everything I went through last year with all of the treatments and stuff. I just feel like my body is really bouncing back now. My energy levels, I'm excited. There's so many great projects I'm working on. If you're working on any projects, let me know in the comments below. I always look for inspiration, you know, what other women are doing, how they're doing it. So let me know what you're doing too. And you can always follow me also on Instagram, and I am on TikTok. I'm trying to do TikTok, trying to figure it out. It's, oh gosh, not, it's a learning curve. But if you're on TikTok too, follow me on TikTok. I do post some different types of videos. So anyways, if you're wondering what that aging backwards video is I'm talking about, it's right here.